Guilty. That's right. Jerry Burns has been found guilty of first-degree murder. The jury taking only about 3 hours to return the verdict late this afternoon on this Monday against the man that prosecutors successfully argued murdered Michelle Martinko back in December of 1979, a once cold case. KWWL reporter Ashley Neighbor has been covering the case for us both in and outside of the courtroom in Davenport. She is in Scott County right now with late-breaking details about a stunning conclusion to this cold case 41 years ago.
Well, that's right, Ron. 40-plus years after the brutal slaying of high school senior Michelle Martinko, the jury found Jerry Lynn Burns of Manchester guilty of first-degree murder. Now, the jury took about the same amount of time that the state and prosecution took to present today's closing arguments to decide his fate.
Match, all the way down.
Assistant Lynn County Attorney Nick Maybanks gives a passionate closing argument.
And given that Michelle's blood and DNA is mixed with his, the evidence shows this only could have happened because he cut himself when he repeatedly stabbed her.
He says it all boils down to facts and science, and that DNA clearly puts Burns at the bloody scene, using Burns' lack of denial as evidence.
Did you murder someone that night, Jerry?
Test the DNA.
Jerry.
Test the DNA.
Why did this happen, Jerry?
Folks, that's a yes or no. Did you murder someone that night? Test the DNA. Well, guess what? We did. And guess what? It's Jerry Burns' DNA.
But Burns' lawyer, Leon Spees, argues that science doesn't 100% point to blood.
That even she could not conclude from the DNA material that she was able to get from that one tiny cutting whether that male profile DNA came from blood, or whether it came from saliva, or whether it came from mucus, or it came from sweat.
Again, saying the handling of the sample over the 40-year investigation left room for doubt.
We know that this spot was not discovered until 26 years after the murder. In that 26 years, again, the dress had been packaged, repackaged, examined, re-examined, repackaged multiple times.
Maybanks says while they may not have a why in the case, what they do have are 26 wounds on Martinko. Her family telling me after the verdict,
"We left Cedar Rapids, but Cedar Rapids never left us."
Now, Martinko had gone to the Westdale Mall that night to shop for a coat. Now, that mall has since been torn down. Also gone are Martinko's parents, who died in the 40-plus years it's taken to get the answer in this case. Her sister telling me after the verdict today that she wished they could have been here to see the news. Live in Scott County, Ashley Neighbor, News 7 KWWL.
Ashley, thank you so much. Now, of course, with the first-degree murder conviction against Jerry Burns, he now faces a mandatory life prison term, and his sentencing has now been set for about 6 weeks from tonight.